I want to address something today, not with anger, not with insults, and not with mockery, but with scripture. Recently, a larger channel chose to single out one of my videos. Not to have a respectful dialogue, not to ask honest questions, but to ridicule my faith, my voice, and my work. And I'll be honest, it stung a little. So I did what scripture tells us to do. I didn't clap back. I didn't fire shots. I went to God and asked, Lord, how do you want me to respond? And I opened my Bible to Job's chapter 35 and 36. Elihu speaks in Job 35, responding to a man who believed he had more moral high ground to judge God himself. He asked this piercing question, do you think this is just? You say I am more righteous than God, Job 35:2. That verse stopped me cold because so often when people mock belief in God, they aren't just questioning faith, they're placing themselves above it, as if finite humans limited by time and breath are suddenly qualified to set judgment over the eternal. Elihu continues, if you sin, what do you accomplish against him? And if your transgressions are multiplied, what do you do with him? In other words, God is not threatened by disbelief. God is not wounded by mockery, and God does not lose sleep because someone on YouTube thinks they've debunked him. The disbelief doesn't diminish God. It only reveals the heart of the one speaking. Then Elihu says something even bolder. Bear with me a little longer, and I will show you that there is more to be said in God's behalf. Job 36:2. That line matters because this isn't about me defending myself. It's about remembering that God does not need human approval. Elihu reminds us, God is mighty but despises no one. He is mighty in the strength of understanding. Job 36:5. God isn't impressed by follower counts, he isn't intimidated by louder voices, and he isn't swayed by sarcasm or applause. And here's the part that really reframed everything for me. Who has prescribed his ways for him or said to him, you have done wrong? Job 36:23. That question echoes through history. Why does any man think he is to mock belief, to belittle faith, to scoff at someone seeking truth, as if they themselves stand outside of judgment? So let me say this plainly without bitterness. I don't expect everyone to believe what I believe, but mocking faith is not intellectually superior. Ridicule is not an argument, and arrogance is not wisdom. Scripture says, the fear of the Lord, that is wisdom. Job 28. Not fear out of algorithms, not fear of critics, not fear of being laughed at. To those watching, believers or skeptics alike, this is my stance. I will not trade reverence for relevance. I will not answer mockery with mockery, and I will not be ashamed of a faith that has carried humanity through suffering, loss, and hope for thousands of years. Job never received all the answers he wanted, but he learned something greater. God doesn't owe us an explanation, and we don't get to sit in his seat. So I stand here, not offended, not defeated, but anchored. And if my voice shakes, if my channel is small, if my faith is inconvenient to some, so be it. God is exalted in his power. Who is a teacher like him? Job 36:22. Have a great night, guys. Bye.